What is up, everybody? We are back for round number 5 here in Miami. We haven't had the best of starts this year. We're currently P6 in the championship. We should be pretty much right with Mercedes and Alfa Romeo, but we've dropped behind Alpine because of a couple poor races. Hopefully we can get it back. So we're going to have a look at what we can upgrade. And Miami was a good circuit for us last season. Kevin Magnussen getting P2, Mick Schumacher P4. So hopefully we could do something similar this time out. Alright, so I just went through and I was designing some new parts. You can see pretty much in here there's a lot going on. So we're manufacturing a new chassis, a new front wing, new side pods. I think these are already added on the car. The chassis should be on for Miami, which is good to see. We're also designing another chassis. So that chassis is going to be on for a couple of days. Or a couple races, and then bang, we've got a new one coming in. Same with the suspension. We're doing a design for the suspension, and we've also started a research project. Now, we're only 5 races in, but if we start this early, then it will give us a bit of an advantage for next season. And what I'm thinking is maybe do 2 new upgrades for this year's car, and then 1 new upgrade for next year's car, just to kind of get ahead of the game, and so we don't fall too far behind next year, because I really want to be pushing those front 3 teams. I mean, the goal this year is to get top 3. I really do think it's possible, but we need to start having better performances to get there. I mean, Jesus, Gasly's absolutely killed Kevin Magnussen when it comes to the times. I think we're going to be pretty safe through Q1. So we're only going to do 1 run, get into Q2, and then we'll do 2 runs in there. I'm not sure where we're going to finish. I mean, Gasly looks blimmin' lightning quick out there. 29.2. He's ahead of both Ferraris. He's less than a 10th off a Red Bull. Gasly is on absolute fire. It'll be interesting to see where he is at the end of the session. But what a first lap that is from the Frenchman. Alright, both drivers should be through. Let's just have a look real quick. We basically kept them in the pits to save their tyres. Gasly is still P2. Now he's dropping down. But look at that. He's less than 4 tenths off of P1. And they went back out again. He's done a 29.2. 28.9 is the fastest time. Magnussen did a 29.7. Gasly could be in for a very, very good position in qualifying. I mean, we love Miami after last year. Look at the confidence levels that we've got on both drivers. We should both be able to get through Q2. And Q3 could be very interesting. I think Gasly's through in that time, to be honest. I don't think anybody's getting close to him in the bottom 5. I think we're going to keep Gasly in, and we're going to send out Kevin Magnussen, because then he's going to have an extra set of softs for the race. But Kevin Magnussen, on the other hand, he's half a second off Pierre Gasly. He is really, really struggling. So Gasly will stay in the pits with a couple others. I think those are the people knocked out, so don't need to pay any attention to them. But Kevin Magnussen really needs to improve on his time, which he is currently doing. So it'll be interesting to see what he could do. There is a yellow flag. I'm not sure what's happened. It's Perez. Perez has spun. He is P2, so don't have to worry about him. His tyres are overheating. Is that what he's worrying about? But he is going green. So Kevin Magnussen should improve. Can he get up close to Pierre Gasly? Close that gap, which was half a second. Closed it a little bit, but not by much. Pierre Gasly has really got Kevin Magnussen's number here in Miami. Gasly still P4. He's going to be safely through. Vettel is going to be knocked out by the looks of it. Magnussen might even be knocked out, but I think Magnussen just about gets through. Scrapes through in P10, splitting the Alpine. So both drivers into Q3. Gasly looks lightning quick. 29.2, and first was a 28.8, and he has 2 new fresh sets of softs to see what sort of lap he can put on. We're going to put Magnussen on a U set to see what he can do. And let's see how fast they are. Gasly's definitely been held up by George Russell. Oh, that's frustrating. That is very frustrating. So, yeah, 30.4. That is not what he's used to doing. 29.7 for Magnussen, which is a little bit slow. But Gasly will have another chance to go back out to try and improve. He'll have 1 chance, really, to improve on his time. So George Russell pretty much holding him up. Magnussen will go out on a new set as well. And we'll both have a fresh set for the race, which is very handy indeed. So we're getting towards the end of the session now. Here we go. Gasly has looked lightning quick all weekend. Could he be on for an outside shot at pole? Is that a possibility here? Is that a possibility? I'm not sure. But it very well could be. So we're in the middle. We've got Magnussen, who's 3rd out, and Gasly's like 7th. So it'll be interesting to see when we cross the line where they're going to be at. So let's fast forward. The 2 Ferraris are out first. Gasly... Oh, he hasn't started his lap yet. I was so confused with that. So now he is starting his lap. I was like, why are there 2 yellows? But Magnussen going green, which is good to see. Same with Pierre Gasly, as you would expect, as he got held up on his earlier lap. But Kevin Magnussen, what sort of time can he put in? We're going to watch him first across the line as he comes around the final corner. Just need to spot one more braking point. He's got it right. Now he's coming up to the line. Can Magnussen move up any further? Can he close in on Valtteri Bottas? He does a little bit, but not enough. But the main focus is on Pierre Gasly. No purple sectors, but can he put that car P5, maybe P6? He does. He puts it up to P5. Look how close he is to the Red Bull of Perez. Verstappen can move him down to P6, which is likely going to happen. Max Verstappen crosses the line. Verstappen goes pole with a 28.9. But Pierre Gasly, he is right in that mix. I mean, he's putting a really good time there. Honestly, he could have maybe even gained a couple places more. I don't think that was his fastest lap. It was a 2:03. He's done a 2:32, 2:98. Okay, maybe he could have found another half a tenth or so. But P6 is a very good result. Magnussen only P10. I guess it's bad when you look at it that he's 4.5 tenths off his teammate. That is a little bit bad. But at least both drivers are in the Q3 and we have a chance at a double points finish. I say that all the time, but every time we say it, they end up crashing. So what strategy do we go for? We have saved a set of softs in case anything crazy does happen. But I think the one stop is the way to go there. Yep, they also agree. Mediums to hards, I think we're going to try that with both drivers. And we'll see if that works. Maybe go hards to mediums, because you don't want to do hards, mediums. That makes no sense. Let's go hards. How do you change this? Hards to mediums? Oh, you just have to go a little bit longer. So hards to mediums for Kevin Magnussen, and we'll see if that works out for him. Alright, we're ready. It's going to be 5 red lights. We're P6 and P10. Didn't look like the best ever start from Pierre Gasly, as he's getting closed in by the Alfa Romeo, but it's not bad actually. He could actually get ahead of the Red Bull of Sergio Perez. Go on, get aggressive. He's got the spot early doors. Pierre Gasly up at a P5. Great start for him. Magnussen holding on to P10 just about. He's got Ocon on the outside. This could be trouble. Yeah, Ocon does get past. A little bit annoying for Pierre Gasly, for Kevin Magnussen. But Pierre Gasly, he's done bits to move up. I reckon he could stay with his front group of cars and could potentially be on for a race win. But there is no rain coming like last time. So, but I think Pierre Gasly might have the pace, but to stay with these guys and put himself in that area for, let's say, a podium. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's say a potential podium, but we need no mistakes, and he's been doing mistakes all season. So this is the chance for Pierre Gasly to really show us why we signed him. As we don't need him. We want Kevin Magnussen on overtake. Magnussen on the overtake. Can he go for the move on the Alpine of Esteban Ocon? Can he get that place back and go back into the top 10? We're going for a different sort of strategy with Magnussen. We're going on to the hards. But can he get a move done? That'll be nice to get this move back on the Alpine. He goes down the inside. Can he make it stick? You got the Alpine of Fernando Alonso up ahead. Also on the hard tyres. Same with Bottas. Same with Sainz. No one running the softs. But Magnussen does get his spot back. So good job from K-Mag. Come on. Oh, safety car. Oh, there's been a safety car. What's happened here? What has happened this early on in the Grand Prix? I don't think we want to pit just yet, do we? We'll conserve everything. So we'll conserve tyres, Probably kind of needed a safety car to help us out. It's George Russell, by the looks of it, is out the Grand Prix. What has he done? He's gone flying into the wall. I don't think it's anything to do with Lando Norris. Let's have a look at what happened to George Russell, which has brought out the safety car. So I think he's behind Sergio Perez. He got past Bottas, locked up, and just gone flying into the wall. So tragic for George, but it kind of works in our favour. Verstappen somehow pulled out a 2.5 second gap, but not for long. Do we think about a pit stop for Pierre Gasly? I don't think we've used up enough of his tyres. I don't think it would be too smart to go onto the hards now, would it? Not much point. So we just conserve the tyres, and yeah, it kind of helps us. It gets a couple laps done without using up too much of our tyres. Oh my god. I just realised by neutral it didn't... Oh, we should have put it on harvest, because we lost a lot of ERS that way. But we are underway. Come on. No, we're not going to lose out to the Alpine again off the safety car restart, K-Mag. Oh, we lost out at the start of the Grand Prix. Now we've lost out at the safety car restart. So Magnussen down to P10. We got the ERS back, apparently, so I don't know what's really happened there. But Magnussen losing a place. I wonder if we can do exactly what we did last time and get it back down the straight. We're going to try it. We're going to go for it. See if we can get it down this straight this time instead of the next one. Can we get close enough? I don't think we can. I think we're just going to have to settle behind the Alpine now, which is a little bit frustrating. We don't want to chow through his tyres too much. So Magnussen dropping down into P10. We're going to give him one last push to see if he can do it. I don't think he's close enough. Gasly in P5 though. He's still up there in the battle, which is good to see. And no mistakes, and we can stay in this battle. Come on. Attack mode on the medium compound tyres. We can't get a move done just yet, but we're going to wait until the next straight, and we're going to go for it once again because he's still not within DRS range, which is absolutely perfect. So attack mode, Pierre. Go for it, Pierre. Let's go. Let's close in on the Ferrari up ahead. You're going to have DRS. Can he go for the move? He's going to go for it on Carlos Sainz. Not like that. There you go. We're side by side. Can we get the job done before the braking zone? No, we cannot. Sainz is staying ahead. Oh, wow. This is helping out the three cars up ahead. We couldn't get the move done. So ahead stays Carlos Sainz. And now we're under threat from Sergio Perez, so we've got to be a little careful not to lose out from behind. But Carlos Sainz stays ahead for now, and we might be able to get this move done very, very soon because he's lost a lot of time to the cars up ahead. So the next straight is going to be the next opportunity, which is right around now as we're right on the back. I'm sure we're going to get this move done now. Surely we have to. Chuck on overtake, DRS. We're going to go side by side with the Ferrari. Now can we get the move done into the braking zone around the outside? Oh, they get awfully close. But I think we've got it done with Pierre Gasly. Yes, we have. Up we go into P4. Now we've got to do a job to close in on Hamilton up ahead and get back in that DRS. Because if we stay like this, the Ferrari's just going to breeze back past us. So we're going to use a bunch of ERS just to stay ahead. But you can see we're not too far behind the front three. We've just got to stay ahead of the Ferrari for this straight and the next one, which we do. And now we've really got to go for it to get back on the Hamilton's tail and get back in DRS. Can we do that this lap? Not quite. Not quite. I think we're going to get overtaken by the Ferrari again. We just need to close in on the front three. And yes, we do. So Sainz gets back ahead. And we've lost about a bit of time from Carlos Sainz. It's gone downhill. We've lost out to Perez as well. So that overtake really hasn't worked. As we're dropping down the order pretty rapidly, as Perez is likely going to stay ahead. Or can we get back ahead of the Mexican? We do. Okay, but we've lost out to Sainz. So we could start falling down the order. Oh, Sainz is back ahead. All right, so there you go. So they keep switching, which is kind of costing us a little bit to the front three and kind of getting us out of that range. Magnussen has dropped away from Fernando Alonso, so we're going to deploy a little bit just to make sure he stays in. And he has actually got back in within that 1 second, so maybe they were fighting a little bit. But a little bit frustrating for Magnussen because the 7-second gap between Bottas and they're losing time. Gasly's still in P4. When do we pit Pierre Gasly? The good thing for us was that safety car did allow us to go a couple extra laps. And now Magnussen could be on for a move for P8 as these hard tyres seem to be working a little bit better than the medium tyres now. But Alonso is also on the hard tyres. So he will still have tyre wear in there, which Magnussen is going to have to overcome. But he's got a whole another straight to get this move done as he's right behind the Alpine. The Alpine actually gets a much better exit. But down the straight with the DRS, Magnussen's going to breeze up alongside. He's going to switch move down the inside. Can he get it done on the Alpine? What a move that would be. As you can see, this beautiful camera angle from the helicopter. But Alonso stays ahead for now. So we've got to be careful. We can't use up too much of those tyres. The pit window for Pierre Gasly is now in. His tyres are starting to go off a little bit. As we have a look at the top, everybody else is on mediums as well, so we've got to pick a time for when to come on in. Magnussen has got ahead of the Alpines, as I'm sure they're going to switch around with the with Fernando Alonso as he gets into DRS. Now's the optimal pit time for Pierre Gasly, so we're going to pit now onto the hards because his tyres are pretty much gone, and we're going to tell him to basically push as much as you can this final lap. And use as much of those tyres as possible as he is right behind Sergio Perez. He gets past Sergio Perez, which is actually very, very important for his pit stop. Can he stay ahead? I think he does. So he stays ahead of Perez, who also comes into the pits alongside with the Ferrari out in front. He's going to get held up by both of our cars, surely. Yes, he does. He gets held up by us. So we held up the Ferrari, which is good news indeed. It's very important that we get out ahead of this Red Bull. Have we done this pit stop to perfection or not? It doesn't look like it. Perez has jumped us in the pits. That is a bit frustrating. So he did the hard work to get ahead of Perez before the pits, and then he gets jumped in the pits because of our poor pit stop time. So not ideal. Magnussen is still running his race. We're going to put him light, see if he can last those tyres a couple laps extra. He is now leading the Grand Prix. Minor gearbox where there was a yellow flag, but I don't think that's anything to worry about. So we're going to keep Magnussen out there for a little bit longer. Hamilton, Verstappen, and Leclerc are really going at it for the race lead, and you've got Gasly down in P6 doing a good job. Just he's a little bit off of Sergio Perez. If we can close up on Perez, that'll be perfect. But he is fighting with Sainz and Bottas. Maybe we give him a bit more ERS to see if he can close it down. Can he close that gap down to Perez? It is 1.2 seconds. We're out of ERS. And but he has closed that gap down a little bit. And now Sainz gets ahead. So if we can work together, we could close in on Sergio Perez. The front three are closing in on Kevin Magnussen. If Magnussen actually holds them up, that would really help everybody else, which I think he is currently doing. So if Perez closes up, Gasly could close up. Magnussen could do an absolute job for us here. He's not going to hold him up for long as they breeze back past him. But Magnussen is now in this DRS train. He can use DRS to help him down a little bit as he's trying to conserve his tyres. He has kind of screwed up Leclerc a little bit as Leclerc finally gets past. The tyres are getting a bit bad. We're going to have to pit him very, very soon. I mean, do we pit him now? How long? The first tyres last about 27 laps. Yeah, we should pit him now. Yeah. We will pit him now. He should make it to the end of the Grand Prix on those medium tyres. So we're going to put him on a new set of mediums. Is he going to come in right now, or did we make the call a little bit too late? No, he is coming in. Okay, perfect timing. So Magnussen, now that he's out of the DRS, comes into the pits. Where is he going to peel out compared to Ocon, Alonso, and Vettel? That is the interesting part. So Alonso, Vettel, they've already gone past. So they've gone breezing past. Same with Norris. Same with Guan Yu Zhou. We're down at P13. Maybe this wasn't the strategy to go with, but some of them have to pit again. So I think most of them actually have to pit again. Sainz and Bottas surely have to pit again. I think they started on the mediums. So I think we're looking pretty good with both drivers right now. Go on, K-Mags. Kevin Magnussen up to P11. He's actually closing in on the cars up ahead, which I'm pretty sure have to pit again. If not, the tyres are going to be really, really dead towards the end of the Grand Prix. We could be in for a good point scoring position here. Gasly in P6. He's just sitting behind Carlos Sainz up ahead. As Sainz comes into the pits and Bottas. Okay, so they do have to pit again. So it's almost worked out for us if Gasly can keep these tyres to the end of the Grand Prix. We're going to go light on them just to make sure. The front four are also doing that. So Sainz and Bottas on a two-stop strategy. I'm sure Alonso is as well. This could be a comfortable P5, which would be a lot of points to take home, and we would happily take them. As Vettel's going slow up ahead. I'm not sure what's happened there. Magnussen could go for a move. Go on, K-Mag. He's not going to get the move done just yet. He's actually going to get overtaken by the McLaren. What's going on? What's going on, Magnussen? Get out there. The Ferrari of Carlos Sainz has come out into this battle as well. Magnussen's in the thick of it. In P9, he gets ahead of the McLaren. So Magnussen could be on for a good point scoring finish as well. Oh, hold on a second. Multiple cars crashed. Magnussen is fighting Valtteri Bottas. I was just about to say there's 10 laps to go and Gasly is comfortably in P5, which is true, but there's been a crash. Verstappen might have a penalty. What's happened between the Ferrari and Max Verstappen? It's Leclerc and Verstappen fighting for the race lead. They've made contact. They've made contact. The front wing of Leclerc has gone off. I think Verstappen might be getting a penalty for that as well. That'll be a 5-second penalty for Verstappen. If Leclerc's going slowly, Gasly could close up on Leclerc, overtake Leclerc, and potentially be within a chance of a podium because of the penalty that Verstappen is going to get. It's all kicking off here. Magnussen on the back of Bottas, Ocon and Sainz. Ocon surely has to pit in. No, he doesn't. Ocon's going to make it to the end of the Grand Prix. Magnussen could still be on for P6. That'll be very, very difficult to get past because Bottas and Sainz are on a new set of mediums. So I doubt that'll happen. But Gasly is in for a big shot here as Leclerc is going very, very slowly behind Verstappen, who I think is also going slowly. They might have to pit. Gasly could close up on this and get a really good point scoring position as Gasly is closing up. Are either of them going into the pits? Leclerc has to come into the pits. So Leclerc's come into the pits. Verstappen's kept going. Same with Perez. And Gasly could potentially close in on Verstappen. And I think it's a 5-second penalty that he's probably got. So if he's got a 5-second penalty, I don't know where you can see it. It is a 5-second penalty. So if he can finish within 5 seconds of Max Verstappen, Pierre Gasly could be in for a podium. And Verstappen's tyres are pretty worn down as well. So we're going to keep an eye on that one. Gasly is in a big shot for a podium here. And Verstappen is struggling on his tyres. And Gasly is also struggling a little bit as well. Magnussen still could get some more points for us, but he's kind of faded away from the group of cars up ahead. Gasly overtaking a car. Verstappen, oh my gosh, it's hovering around that mark. It's going to be very, very close indeed. I think Verstappen is getting a toe from his teammate. So he's gained a bit from us, which is not what we need. And Gasly's going to have to show some real might to get back in that 5-second range. It's going to be tight. It's 5.6 seconds, but it's this straight right here. He's getting the toe off his teammate, and that's what's helping him get away from Pierre Gasly, that little bit extra. Magnussen has basically settled for P9, but can Gasly close in on this final lap of the Grand Prix? Yeah, he's struggling a bit, but so is Verstappen. Verstappen's tyres are even worse, mate. Use that encouragement. Use that encouragement. You've got one more lap to gain 1.5 seconds to try and find a podium position here in Miami. I don't know if he's going to do it. It's going to be very, very close. Verstappen's tyres are gone, but he's getting that toe from his teammate, which has basically saved him. And Verstappen's going to somehow stay on the podium. Gasly, he's got really close, to be fair. He's tried as much as he could, but he just couldn't close in enough on Verstappen, who basically got helped out big time by Sergio Perez. If Perez wasn't there, I think we could have been on the podium. But he's going to cross the line just in time to stay away from Gasly. And I tell you what, Gasly, he's basically limping home on those old tyres. Magnussen as well is struggling, but he will get to the line. So Hamilton takes advantage of that incident between Verstappen and Leclerc, and he takes the win for Mercedes, which is a bit annoying for us, but it is a double points finish. It's a P4 and a P9, so a fantastic point scoring position. Remember, Bottas only getting P6. Vettel did not score the points, so we are closing back in on Alfa Romeo, which is a big, big point scoring weekend. Mercedes do pull away a little bit by getting that P1 with Lewis Hamilton, but remember, George Russell did have that incident early doors, so he wasn't able to get away. Leclerc and Verstappen, they're front two in the championship, so that incident will spice it up, especially if it was in real life. There'll be a lot of talk going on about that, as Leclerc got 2 wins this season, Verstappen only 1. Sainz is there as well, and Perez wants to join that battle this season, but Hamilton taking his first race win of the year. You have a look at the constructors. We got 35 points now, and we do close that gap down a little bit on Alfa Romeo, which is very important as we're going for at least another top 4 finish. But we do want to close in on Mercedes this season. It'll be very nice to see indeed. Gasly has 1 more point than Magnussen this year, and Gasly was just a lot faster than Kevin Magnussen this weekend. It was really weird. You know, usually they're about around the same, but Gasly just had that extra speed by like half a second in qualifying, which was pretty crazy. And in the race, he was gone, and he put in a fabulous race, almost got that podium. But we'll take that P4 and P9, a double points finish, and no mistakes from either driver today. So that is something that we are not used to. So if you're enjoying this series, we're up at a P5 now, and we're going to keep pushing it to close in an Alfa Romeo. But if you are enjoying this series, make sure you leave a like. Make sure you comment on how you think it's going and how you think it's going to end up. And also make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.